Essex captain James Foster completed the 16th 100 of his first-class career, but Leicestershire's batsmen fought hard to just about restore parity on the second day of their LV County Championship match at Grace Road. Foster started the day on 58 out of his size 248 for 8, and with two youngsters at 10 and 11, he had to farm the strike and play his shots to keep his innings going in the morning. And he did that extremely well from the off, picking off his shots superbly. Leicestershire's decision to give him runs to get him off strike was backfiring. This was the pick of his shots as he launched Jigger Nake over count corner for a 6. At one point, Essex had slumped on the first day to 174 for 7, but they were now approaching 300 as Foster kept on finding the boundaries with all sorts of strokes. A push through the covers and a rapid sprint back for 2 took him to his excellent 100 off his 195th delivery. He'd shepherded the tail magnificently to get to 3 figures for the second time in successive LV County Championship matches this summer. At one point, a total of 200 seemed unlikely, but now Essex did pass 300 as Foster kept on going in what was an incredibly frustrating morning for the home side. Tom Craddock, in just his third first-class match, deserved the plaudits as well. He stuck around for 99 minutes in total in making 11 from just the 37 balls that he was left to face in all of that time at the crease. Finally, with the total on 318 after 9th wicket partnership of 75, Leicestershire got the breakthrough, Craddock nicking Nadeem Malik to Matthew Boyce in the slips. Tyrone Mills' debut championship innings lasted only 1 ball. The 18-year-old Nick Malik to Will Jefferson, and Essex had been dismissed for 322, with Foster ending on a season's best 117. Jefferson and Boyce saw out the 4 overs before lunch and then developed their strong opening partnership in the afternoon. As Foster and the Essex tail had proved, there were no real demons in this pitch, and both batsmen had plenty of time to pick their shots. Leicestershire may be bottom of the LV County Championship, but they have confidently secured a quarter-final spot in the T20, and they took some of that confidence into this match as these two batted with some comfort as they completed a 3-figure opening stand scored at more than 4 runs per over. Jefferson was the speedier of the two, reaching his 5th 50-plus score of the summer off only 58 deliveries. This was his 10th 4. The former Essex batsman is having one of his better seasons. Essex had to wait until the 25th over to break the stand, by which time 109 runs were on the board. Boyce was only 3 runs shy of his half-century when he drove Craddock to OA Shah. Jefferson then went into his shell before he too fell, with an edge off David Masters, which was held by Matt Walker in the slips. Jefferson was gone for 61. Craddock, a 21-year-old leg-spinning trialist, was given a long spell, and therefore he naturally dropped in the occasional bad ball which was hit for 4. But he also impressed by bowling some very good stuff, including this delivery, which did for James Taylor, who was well held at short leg just into the evening session. Now Leicestershire were on 154 for 3, and that became 170 for 4 when Craddock struck for a 3rd time, falling Andrew McDonald. And when Greg Smith was bowled by Maurice Chambers for 29, Leicestershire were behind in the game on 176 for 5. But it's been the kind of match where one side has threatened to take control only for the other to bounce back, and that was the case again here as Wayne White and Tom New joined forces. Craddock's wrists were probably getting a little bit tired as he toiled at one end for 21 overs in one spell, and from time to time offered both batsmen something to hit just so they could relieve the pressure. White dominated much of the stand, which took the total to 244 as we approached the end of a fascinating day. But it was Essex who'll sleep slightly the better of the two after Craddock struck for the 4th time in his last over of the day, his 23rd. White was leg before for 41. It was the 2nd time in 2 matches that Craddock has picked up a 4-fer. Then, in the final over of the day, Masters celebrated for the 48th time this summer by having Nake superbly caught by Shah at slip. That meant that Leicestershire will come out on the 3rd morning on 245 for 7, trailing by 77 runs, with New still there on 19. He may now have to take on the Foster role to try to get his side somewhere close to Essex's first innings total. Either way, it's a game which is still very much in the balance.